Welcome. These are some of my favorite moments and running thoughts on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 4. Pike cooking always makes me so happy. Plus, my absolute favorite is here, Captain Batel, aka Winona. I love these two, and what a sweet gift she brought, but I'm so sorry, Pike. Can I steal her? That being said, Batel is really going through it. She did her best to both do the right thing and do the best she could as a prosecutor. Yet Starfleet is still punishing her? And then Pike wanted to take a break? What? Although, does this mean she's now available? It's pretty obvious that Pike was just using her career as an excuse here. Do better, Pike. At least Una called him out on it. Rigel 7, nice. Cultural contamination is always a classic plotline, especially with hostile aliens. I know it's totally the wrong era, but this would be a great setup for a Lower Decks episode. I can only imagine the trouble Boiler and Mariner would get up to down there. Wow, this outfit is fire. Go Ortegas. Also great to see her quarters and decor. Not to mention that slow pan past the model ship with the music. Oh, Star Trek. You know what we want. And that hat was so cute. The hat is supreme. Oh, Ortegas. See, this is why I like you. We're on the same page. But no, she doesn't get to go after all that effort. Ugh. Someone else needs to wear the hat. Give it to Pike, or better yet, Spock. Learn when to leave people alone. Yes, Ortegas. Speaking for every introvert here. I love how Pike was like, I needed warriors who can fight without a phaser. Let me see. I'll bring the chief of security and our doctor. Mbanga is so cool. At this point, I realized something is definitely going on with La'an, though. She's not acting like herself, although we do know she'd been through a lot lately. And it's interesting how we're kind of following along with her. When she blacks out, we as the audience got just cut out of an entire scene, and it comes back in and we're like on another part of the planet and she's looking around confused. We as the audience are looking around confused. That was really well done. Effectively disorienting storytelling there. I started wondering though, there's a lot of contamination, more so than just leaving a couple things behind. So either they left a pad that explained exactly about everything, or more likely, someone presumed dead was actually still alive. Aha! It was Zach. That makes way more sense. And getting left behind on a world like that, no wonder he's very upset. At this point, that ringing sound, the lost time, oh, now everybody's affected. I had no idea how they were going to get out of it, and I was so here for it. I love it when I'm just like, what's gonna happen? And even if they could remember who they were and what they were doing there, the shuttle's what, 12 miles away? That walk would take many hours in hostile territory. I think at this point the only hope was for a few of the aliens on board the Enterprise to be unaffected. I've seen stories like that before where one, maybe two people are immune to whatever it is. My guess at that point was Una, because she's the one who had all the enhancements done that block a lot of diseases. This is also the moment I realized they had left us breadcrumbs that the Enterprise could be destroyed if the pilot was not there to make minute course corrections in that situation. So what happens if Erica forgets how to fly? Definitely not the oatmeal. I love how Uhura was able to keep her spirits up to help Nurse Chapel, who was clearly panicking. This was not the best time to be without a doctor. And I like that although Chapel is very confident as a person, you could see how scared she was being left kind of alone in this situation. They had a close-up of her and she's just like keeping her human. Apparently, implicit memory and skills they use every day stay with them, like combat or medical treatment. Which makes me wonder, what would I still be capable of in this situation? Because I'm not sure working with spreadsheets would be a very helpful skill. I'm pretty sure I'd still be able to cook, because I do that a lot. I also really liked this elderly gentleman here. I wonder if he used to be a leader of some sort, because he seems so sure of himself but compassionate, even without his memories. If this is your moment, then I will help. And it's an interesting question. Would you prefer to live your life free of sorrow, but with no memories of your past, or retain your memories along with the pain? As for the plotline, Percy Jackson fans, you will definitely remember the Lotus Hotel and Casino, where Nico and Bianca got trapped. They even covered it in that interesting movie adaptation of the first book, where they blatantly reference the Lotus Eaters, with Percy being given actual Lotus snacks that take away his memory. It's probably the one instance in that adaptation where I actually liked it. I thought they made some good choices in the Vegas part, especially with the music. No, he can't read my poker face. I really enjoyed how the writers chose to basically follow Ortegas around on the Enterprise for that part of the story. I can only imagine how terrifying it would be to wake up with no idea who you are in a spaceship being battered by debris. And good for Ortegas. She quickly figured out the only person who knows what's going on is the computer. And she started actively asking for help. Everyone else on the ship was just kind of panicking or wandering around like... Ortegas was all, "Ma'am, miss, are you there? I have questions." Not to mention, I think we all have a new personal affirmation we can use. If you ever feel like you're completely overwhelmed and don't know what to do, you just stop. You go, "I am Erica Ortegas, and I fly the ship." Poor Spock, his expression of horror when she's like, I know how to do this. This feels right." He's like, feelings? Feelings are bad. But in this particular universe, that's how you access your memories. So she was right. You've got this, Ortegas. Even without knowing what's going on, Pike is still such a boss. Using that platter as a phaser shield, it also showed how far he's willing to go for his crew. Like, that got pretty intense. With his memories, he's able to stop himself in situations like that, but it shows his just pure emotional instinct of what he's willing to do. He really cares for his crew, like, genuinely cares. And then we got another brief discussion of how important memories are, with La'an saying that some memories are worth the pain of others. Yeah, Pike, you'd better apologize to Winona. I'm just saying, because if you don't, I'm going to somehow figure out how to get into the Star Trek universe and ask her out. So, to be serious though, I am so glad that these two finally got back together. They're adorable. It was a wonderfully thoughtful episode with a great premise. It felt very original series. Another 5 out of 5 stars for Strange New Worlds. Live long and prosper.